Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Boiling Point Faith and Fire podcast, the show where we stop whispering about the truth and start saying it out loud. I'd say this is a little bit of faith with a lot of backbone, fire without apology, and conversation for people who are done playing nice with lies. So if you're here for comfort, if you want to be coddled, wrong show. But if you're here for some clarity, some conviction, and a little holy heat, please pull up a seat. Quick heads up, this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. We are not doctors, therapists, lawyers, or your pastor. Nothing shared here is medical, legal, or professional advice. Do your own research, take responsibility for your choices, and don't outsource your discernment. Because I have to get used to saying it. I'm Brandon Lynette, and I'm joined by my co-host, the podcast machine, the man who keeps the wheels turning and the takes honest, Rory. Hello, Rory.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. I survived. I'm here today.
Yes.
I got to tell people this. You got to give me 2 seconds.
You have to.
Tied my record for all time interview slash meetings, right? Yesterday with 14. Now this one has an asterisk because one of them was recording with you, and that's really not work. You know, that was like my break almost to refresh. So, but I did. I got 14 interviews, slash recordings done in the course of one day, and at the end of the day, I kind of sat there like, interesting. All right. And then I fell asleep, like sitting right here in the chair, forward on my
Yeah,
table.
that's insane.
I was out cold.
Yeah.
So, yes. But the other thing I want to make sure I point out is that my most recent daughter-in-law understood the assignment. She's the one who is pregnant, so she's bringing in the first Paquette grandchild. She got me this cup. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it says the grandfather on it, and it's in the Godfather logo. That's right. Absolutely understood the assignment. So
That's very cute.
we have this kid on the right path already.
Yeah.
That's right. But other than that, I am stellar. I can't wait to talk about this stuff. And you seem poised and ready to rumble today.
I'm a little laggy today. I don't know. I'm laggy. I'm laggy, but some of this stuff I read this morning kind of pissed me off. So yeah, I guess we'll go for it. So,
Okay.
um, one of the things I read today, and I have a lot to talk about today, so I'm not going to apologize about it because I've been wanting to talk about some of this stuff for a hot minute, and I'm like, I'm going to do it today. But then other things came up, so you guys just bear with us, okay? Um, Rhode Island school ordered to paint the demon god Moloch, and they actually show the school wall mural of the satanic demon, and this is in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I mean, the devil's busy in Rhode Island right now, obviously. Okay. Painted by kids with guidance from a teacher and approval from an administrator. And I just want to tell you guys, Moloch is the demon of child sacrifice. Okay. Jenks Middle School was and still is under the control of Angelica Infante Green, who was tasked with improving academic outcomes in Rhode Island. Parents had to complain about this to get it covered up, but the fact it was done. Okay. And I'm just going to say that this should concern everyone. And not because of one mural or one school, but because it fits a bigger pattern that everyone keeps pretending or ignoring, acting like it just doesn't exist. And like throughout scripture, these gods were tied to child sacrifice and power and obedience through fear. You guys, that spirit didn't disappear. It just learned how to remorph itself. And now they're dressing it up as art or education or expression. Whether every claim online is perfectly reported or not, it's almost besides the point. Like what is undeniable is how dark inverted imagery, often involving children, is it keeps surfacing in places that are supposed to protect them. When the same symbols show up over and over in different cities, different systems, different institutions, like we need to start asking why. And, it's not about panic. It's not about chasing the headlines. It's just discernment. You guys, darkness, just like God doesn't need you to believe in him for him to exist. And neither does darkness. Doesn't need your belief for it to work. It needs your apathy. So symbols shape culture long before policies do. And once people are desensitized, they stop asking questions altogether. And parents should be on alert. I'm not saying afraid, but involved and not asleep. You don't have to believe every viral post to recognize that something is deeply off when boundaries around children keep getting blurred and everyone is telling you not to notice this part of the problem. Homeschool. Okay. Like homeschool. I don't even think I just don't understand how so many parents, and it's not out of fear. My kids are I love what I'm doing. It's not out of fear, but I'm just saying we were called to parent our children, not hand them over. And I mean symbolism is everywhere. And people think it's harmless, but spiritually, you guys, it's language, you know? Even God uses them all through the scripture. And we know that the devil doesn't invent anything new. He just twists what already exists. And none of the ancient cultures hide what they worship. They showed it. Baal was worshipped out loud, public, brutal, power, sex, sacrifice, control. Baphomet is the same spirit. He's repackaged, right? Confusion, mocking, God flipping the truth on its head. Different century, it's the same demons. And when you see these recycled in Hollywood, fashion, music, media, all of this, it is not random. It is it's signaling, it's normalization and saying this is what power looks like now.
I should say something right now. I mean, this is like my cue to jump in and say something.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm looking it up right now because I hadn't heard this yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm literally going, what?
Yeah.
What? And now I'm looking right at it and I'm going, Brandon, I mean, seriously, we talk about a lot of stuff on the show. And I know that there are things worse than this. Sure, there are.
Right.
But
Oh,
was there a moment in time when you and I were growing up, ever in the past, where we would have had to worry about something like this,
yeah.
where this even was a possibility, where this even could have become a thing?
Mm-hmm.
And now not only is it a thing, but there are people in charge of our children
Mm-hmm.
and their growth and education signing off
Yeah.
on it. I mean, I don't even, I'm never at a loss for words, but just the brashness of this.
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep prayer out of schools. Got it. No problem. We don't want to, church and state separation. Got it. All this all through time.
We fell for
This is so far the other way. This is literally, we're going to put a demon, a picture of Satan on the wall of the school for no reason. I mean, it's not the school mascot.
it. Right.
What possible reason did anyone give anyone to even go buy the paint? How?
I know.
Because why? I mean, is there no administrator anywhere in the school or the system or in the state,
Yeah.
uh, going, excuse me, why do you want to do this? Before they approved it. And somehow it just gets approved and it's on a wall
Yeah.
before anybody even knows it. And from what you can tell here, parents didn't know this was coming. So this wasn't announced. It was just done.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? Someone's walking through the hall, looks at it and goes, oh, wow, wait, what am I looking at right now?
Yeah. A parent found out and told other parents, and all the parents were outraged. And here we are. It got a cover of white paint.
How did it ever get on the wall?
Exactly.
How in the world did it ever get on the wall?
Yep. Well,
That is so where we are. My God.
it is where we are. And the real danger isn't that everyone involved knows exactly what they're doing. It's that the culture is being discipled without realizing it. The dark imagery is everywhere. People stop feeling the weight of it. And once, what once felt wrong becomes edgy, then acceptable, and then celebrated. And that's how, everyone's desensitized. That's how it works. And before, it's it's out there. Every celebrity, every music show you watch, every video you watch, there is symbolism in all of it. I mean, even in politics, I'm watching these guys do hand gestures that I'm like, come on, you guys, you're doing stuff. Like you're doing stuff. But I
Yeah.
mean, we're called to stay sober and discern, not get obsessed with things. And you guys, light doesn't panic when darkness flexes, and darkness is flexing. We just need to expose it. So, you need to guard what you consume. Teach your kids to think instead of mock. The other day I'm in here on an interview and nine times out of 10, the girls get to watch a show. My interviews are like 30 minutes long in the evenings. And I come out and they're watching the Nickelodeon Kids Awards. And I'm like, no, like diving on the TV, right? So I had to go through and make it very clear, like, these are the things you guys can watch. This is what's acceptable, nothing outside of that, because it's everywhere. I mean, they have ruined every kid show, every award show, it's just not fun anymore. We were watching some like sing and dance competition. It was like judges judging the show, and I'm like, well, this can't be too bad. And 5 minutes in, I'm like, yeah, we're done. It's just everywhere. It's everywhere. And I think that we've been so desensitized that we just don't even see it anymore. So I'm saying, you guys, teach your kids to think for themselves, and keep your house anchored in truth. It's out there. It's not going anywhere. We just have to be vigilant in the fight on that. You're gonna hate my next
I can't get over the last one. I don't know if I'm ready for another one. I may need to go get a cup of coffee. I might just if I disappear from the screen for a minute, or you folks hear dead air for a sec,
it's
I'm recovering from that. That is just such a huge microcosm
yeah,
of the example of everything
yeah,
that we're dealing with. And it may seem like people will be like, "Oh, what's the big deal? You painted over it."
mm,
How did it get there?
yeah,
I it's so broken for that to have happened. I don't know why this is killing me this bad. I've heard so many more like heinous things in the last 2 weeks, but this is just such an example of how broken it is
yes.
that it's really hitting me hard. Um, all right, I'll be good. Go ahead, keep going.
No, I mean, I read that and I'm like, there's no way I can't not talk about this today. And I mean, we have even political offices. I'm pretty sure what's Tampon Tim's name? Whoever that guy is, that D bag.
Tim Walz. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he has the Church of Satan thank you statue or some kind of crap in his office. I've known about that forever, and it's literally like from the devil. So
yeah.
it's everywhere. It's everywhere, and people are making it socially acceptable. And now, what used to be everybody was a Christian, and the guy who stood out was the weird one, and now it's flipped upside down, and the Christians are the weird ones, right? Like we're the weird ones. It's a mess. Um,
Wow, coming after the kids, just coming
always,
after the kids.
always. Yard workers have been reporting more and more the sounds of screaming children coming from shipping containers. I just want to say the other day, I was reading and I saw that there were a lot of dock workers going on strike. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Well, now I've put two and two together. They've gone on strike because they can't stand hearing these kids screaming from these containers. And a lot of times they are, they've tried to investigate, they've tried to open the doors, and they're told by superiors that they have to stand down or they risk being fired. Okay. So you guys know like 1.2 million children are trafficked each year globally. Nearly 20,000 child victims were identified worldwide just in 2020. That's before we, really got a handle on it. But it's absolutely higher because not everything is recorded anymore. Like
Mhm.
statistics can't be trusted nowadays. They just can't.
Right.
I mean, you look up trans shooters in the past 6 months and it'll be like, you're racist, homophobic, and there's no stats for that. Um, but yeah, go to New York and uh or any shipping container place and you're gonna hear kids screaming. That I'm telling you guys, everyone's talking about the Epstein files. This stuff is currently happening. How do we stop it now? Like, what do we do now where we have to stay sober-minded and active, not reactive. I just don't even know. What do we do? What do we do?
The only thing that I can think in terms of what like the Facebook warriors are going to want to do and stuff, right? Because what can you or I do about it except talk about it, try and bring awareness, right? Try and get people to, I don't know, call your congressman, as if that has ever changed anything in the world. Um, but the thing that needs to happen at some point is the trolls have to be defeated. It's almost like when you're playing a game of chess. You have pawns in the front of all of the important pieces. Okay. And you want to go get all the important pieces so you can win the game. You want to get the queens and the rooks and the bishops and the knights, right? But there's all these pawns in the front that, get out in the middle of the board. They mess up the works. They block all of your paths to try and go get the king and the queen and the bishops. In the real world, we're all trying to get to the king, the queen, the bishops, and all these people, the important pieces. But there's all these pawns in the way. And the pawns that are in the way are the trolls on Facebook, the paid trolls on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, everything else. It isn't even about right and left. It's about the paid trolls who are trying to do stuff like put a demon on the wall in a middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These paid trolls literally, and I've been watching some of their behavior lately on some of the posts where I see them. They literally just copy and paste the same inflammatory comment all the way down to
Right.
every single person. You go to the profile and look, and it's like, oh, imaginary person, no pic or some made up one.
Mm-hmm.
These are the ones that need to be taken out. These are the ones that have to be removed. And nobody understands that we make them stronger every 5 seconds. And I know this is my broken record moment, okay, on this show. And everybody's like, I know, Rory, I know exactly what you're going to say. Stop engaging.
Yeah.
People, stop engaging. I literally watched on one post from one, conservative account that I follow, 80 something, I stopped counting, 80 something responses to these people.
Yeah.
And you folks that have ever been monetized on Facebook, you get paid for your engagement.
Right.
You make money every time you respond to a troll who is so clearly a troll.
You're getting them paid.
You're literally handing them money. Save your time and just send them a check. We can stop all the trolling. Stop responding. What are you trying to prove to someone who's being paid? All these comments back are from real people. You check the folks. This guy said, "Well, you must be blah blah blah." You check his profile. He's got a picture of his kids. It's been going on for 15 years. He's real, and you're like, dude, you're arguing with
A robot.
someone who's paid. Yeah, a robot for all practical purposes. Someone who's getting paid for your response. They're sitting at home laughing, going, "Hey man, thanks. That's another 15 cents in my account. Appreciate you, man." Stop engaging.
Yeah.
That's how you eliminate some of the pawns. Okay. Then, maybe we can start making a difference in some of this stuff publicly. I don't know. But that's the front line of all this nonsense. When I just looked up that thing about the demon, and this is kind of what got me on this, and I apologize because it is a dead horse I keep beating the living daylights
No.
out of. I just looked that up. And when you look it up, right, through Google, what comes up? 4 Facebook posts talking about this
Yeah.
and some article. And then X. And I'm like, 5 out of the 6 are social media
Yeah.
references. That is where everything is. It's the front line of the war. And we're fighting with the robots that the enemy keeps sending at us.
Yeah.
They have an endless number of robots. You're never going to win. That's not a battle you want to be in. Get past the pawns. Let's go fight the kings and the queens and the bishops and the rooks and the knights. Let's go do something that means something. A movement needs to happen. I mean, like, honestly, I'm so pissed off right now.
Yeah.
I don't even, I rarely get this way, so I apologize to everybody, but
Yeah. You don't owe
that
anybody an apology. Not here.
story was too much for
Yeah.
me,
Not, no apologies necessary. It's,
especially when I saw the picture. You
yeah.
gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
I dare anybody, and I'm gonna say this right now. I dare any human being, because I ignore bots. I don't ever engage bots, or paid protesters or any of this other crap. I absolutely challenge anyone who hears this, anyone on Facebook, anywhere on social media. Tell me one reason why that's okay. Don't come at me about why you have a problem with me having a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't let you change the conversation on me like that. We don't play those games. One reason, one reason why that's okay. Reveal yourself as the Satan worshiper you are, because there is no other reason.
There's no other reason.
I ugh, all yours. I gotta breathe.
I mean, he's everywhere. This is his playground right now. And my dead horse is you guys have to protect your homes first.
Mm,
You know, like
always.
know where your kids are, know who they're learning from, know who they're spending time with, who has access to them, what they're consuming, and how they're being taught to discern danger. Support and fund verified anti-tracking efforts, you know, that work with law enforcement and survivors. Why can I not think of it? Underground Railroad.
Hmm.
I know, whenever it comes time for us to do donations, that's where our money goes. I love the work that he's doing, but again, yeah, we're not here to hit the internet outrage campaigns. We're not here to argue with bots.
Hmm.
Report real concerns, not on Facebook, but like demand transparency from your leaders locally, vote based on policies locally that actually strengthen that border enforcement. This is important. That's going to keep kids out of train cars,
Hmm.
you know?
Let me throw something back at you because you
Yeah.
homeschool.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever we have something like this, and I'm kind of looking at my own reaction over the last few minutes. The first reaction we all have is we're outraged. And then we want to fight against the thing,
Yeah.
right? So we want to fight against the school. We want to change the school. Is that really the way? Or is the way to simply create Rumble against YouTube? You can't change YouTube. You can't fight YouTube. So what did a whole bunch of conservatives do? They created Rumble. They said, you know what? We can't change you. We're not going to fight you. We're
Here
going
you
to make
go.
our own
Yeah.
alternative life. That's it. Because we can't coexist with that. We can't change it. Are we at that point
I've
where we
been at that
simply
point.
can't change this? But I mean, like on a large scale, right?
Yes.
Because, you as a homeschooler, you're still a very small minority,
I should
right?
be.
Growing,
Yeah.
right? But is it time really to just say the school system doesn't work? We're not going to try and change it anymore. We're just done. We absolutely have to put everything we have into creating an alternative to it.
That's what needs to happen. I've been
Is that
telling
the thing?
people to homeschool for over a decade. Since I've had social media, it is homeschool because all of this stuff has been all of this stuff for all of this time. It's there. It's been there. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your kids. And this is before I even really started reading the Bible like daily, like studying it and really getting, I mean,
Hmm.
I just knew these are my kids. It's my responsibility. This is my job. This is what I need to do. Why would I trust their brains and their character shaping and anything else to anybody else? That's not why God blessed me with kids. He wasn't like, here's some kids, now hand them over to the state. Y'all, come on. So, yeah, we've been there for a very long time. And, it's unfortunate that things have to keep happening in such a bad way for people to finally wake up. And here we are. It is just time to wake up, get your house in order, protect your babies. And
Uh,
every excuse you have for not homeschooling is every reason why I did it. You know, I joke about it. My Sequoia, my SUV is 1,000 years old. I'm happy with that because if I had a car payment, we wouldn't be comfortable with me here. It is a sacrifice. But what do I care more about? Like a cool car that people are going to be like, "Ooh, Brandon, nice." Who gives a shit what I drive? It's safe. It gets me from point A to point B. Don't get me wrong. There is a new one on the horizon. Okay. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to be like, nah, no, you guys. I'm saying like we sacrifice for this time, sanity, money, all of it. And every single day it's worth it for me. Like even just, my 11-year-old is a little, she's hard-headed like her dad and quick to anger like her dad. And when she is learning something new, she just has this idea that it has to come easy. And so we've been working through that a lot this year. She's 11. Um, where I'm like, baby, like, nobody's born knowing everything. Like we have to practice, we have to learn, we have to grow. And when we work through something together, she's very independent. She likes to do her work by herself when she can. When she can, I get to be a part of that process. And just getting to watch her when it connects and she learns something new and she gets it. Like you can't even put a price on that. There's no words for that. Why would I give that moment to a teacher who's going to not even notice it on that level because she's got 30 other kids in the classroom just going crazy? Like I wouldn't give that up for anything. It's a gift. It's I love it. It's my favorite part of homeschooling. I tell them that all the time. Like I love when you guys actually connect something new. Like it's the shift in their face is amazing. So anyway, that's my dead horse. Everything starts at home.
a lot
And
of dead horses on the show today.
yeah, homeschool your kids, you
There
guys.
you go.
Homeschool your kids.
There you go.
And that's where we need to get your daughter-in-law on board right now. Homeschool your babies.
Oh, that's one of the reasons why I'm probably so worried about it because now I'm
Yeah.
thinking about I actually have to have another generation of the family going through this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want them going to school.
No,
I don't want them going to school.
no.
And I'm like, how do you do it? What do you
My
do? I
kids
don't know.
all know. I'm like, those babies are going to be homeschooled. Like, if I have to do it, if I have to homeschool my grandkids for 100 years, I'll freaking do it. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to shift gears on you guys because I've been wanting to talk about this for a really long time. And I just, thinking about like presidential election, just thinking about a lot of things. And I really want to talk about this guy because I am a fan of Robert Kennedy Jr. And there's a lot of reasons why, obviously, but he has spent decades like doing the kind of work that's never trending, that's never going viral, that no one's ever talking about. It never gets applause from power, never comes with corporate sponsorships because it's actually he's threatening the systems that profit off of sickness, that profit off of silence and dependency. He has totally flipped the vaccination world upside down. And I feel like this is one of the most important wake up calls that we've had. And for decades, like he's been the guy willing to ask the hard questions everyone else refuses to touch, you know? He has exposed that cozy relationship between big pharma and, regulatory agencies and food and that the nonstop expansion of the vaccine schedule. Everything he's done, you know, his books, lawsuits, relentless advocate for public health. He forced these conversations, with all of it, calling everybody out. And now people who never question vaccines are starting to do the research. Parents are demanding answers, and suddenly that settled silence that we were sold it's not settled anymore. Like you guys don't understand the impact he made on vaccines. They are frantic right now because so many parents are opting out. That is huge. Like uh, it's a shift towards transparency and accountability, putting health over profits. Who would have thought after all these years? Okay. He didn't just challenge the system. He flipped it upside down and I feel like we're all better for it and no one talks about this. No one is celebrating this guy.
Mhm.
He did half of what we wanted done. You want to drain the swamp? This is a great play. Like you were hitting them in their pockets. What they've
I
been
love the guy, but where are
Yeah.
you going?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of places I really want to go.
Yeah, you're going somewhere.
Well, okay.
You're holding back right now. So
I know.
where is Brandon going today?
So he's the kind of person that doesn't wait for permission. He's not outsourcing his conscience to a political party. He's not done that. You guys know he wasn't conservative and he came on with our team, okay? He doesn't back down just because the room gets uncomfortable. He asks questions. So I'm just curious, right? I'm thinking about who's on the docket for presidency. Who's really on the docket? This is a guy that really has fought for American people, for us to be healthy, not just managed. And when I think about who's on the docket, obviously, we have JD Vance. I think they're probably going to prep him for this.
Yeah.
And I think about Vance and Massey because they have the same handler. And they're really great characters, right? If I'm watching a movie, I like the guy. I like Vance. I like Massey. They both seem like they're fighting a system, but like if you dig a little deeper, like their puppet master is very apparent. They have the same guy, Peter Thiel. He's a billionaire tech overlord, really, and a lot of his stuff is very extreme. But he's got his tentacles all over these guys. He's poured massive cash into them. He handles them, and when you have a handler like this, you don't just back the winner. He's buying influence. He is steering America First voices towards his globalist data harvesting agenda, and that's the thing, the data harvesting. He's very much on that. And there's probably one thing I do agree with Peter Thiel on is at this point, um, he doesn't agree that women should be voting. And at this point, because of what liberal women have done to the country, I would almost give up my vote to back that up. To say like, yeah, I'll step this one out because some of these women are off their rockers. So watching them, they're pushing narratives, they're protecting big tech, and big tech is not going to be our friend. Like, so him pulling the strings, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this. And I think, is there hope for American people? Like, all these people are bought and sold, like they're paid for. So we're still not draining the swamp. What do we do? Like RFK, I think he would be fantastic. I do,
As
if he came up for president.
okay. That's what I meant when I said where are you going? Because you
Oh,
started off with that a little. I was like, all right.
yeah,
You said presidential election. I went,
yeah.
okay. So you're
I
pushing
mean,
RFK for a presidential candidate.
I would vote for him before I would vote for anybody else, I think.
Okay.
He's not like I've followed him, I've watched him. He doesn't have anybody pulling his strings. He's not on anyone's leash. Not Thiel's, not Soros, not BlackRock. All those deep pockets, like none of those have their claws in him. And I just, I don't know. What other options do we have? Because at this point, nobody wants to vote. Everybody's done voting. Everybody's done voting, and I can see, like, I see that, right? And the change that America is hoping for, it really is not coming from a ballot box the way we've been sold. The system is built to absorb the dissent. Every outsider
Right.
gets sanded down or bought off eventually. And voting just mostly ratifies choices that were pre-selected by the
Hmm.
donors, by the Peter Thiels, by the Soroses, by the BlackRocks. Um, so it's theater, national elections theater, two wings of the same machine. We see that now. We see that, but I do want to say, like, no matter what they do, I don't want you guys to think that that hope is dead because I do believe that people are waking up more and more, like to all of it, like the parents questioning vaccines, you know, folks are seeing through those forever wars. Like we're seeing through it. And a lot of people are rejecting the debt slavery economy for sure. And I think that collective awareness, that collective awareness is the only thing that will ever force real change. And I think RFK right now, being in the administration, in a position to rattle cages on stuff like chronic disease, food, agency capture, that's the closest thing we've had to a crack in the wall in decades, And he's delivering wins that no one's talking about. But presidential level, I mean, the voting feels pointless because, like I said, winners are pre-vetted, but down ballot and local races, you guys, that stuff still matters. Like if you're not going to homeschool, you better be voting at the school board elections and state legislatures and your sheriffs, like the places where genuinely independent or awake candidates can win and actually block federal overreach. So I know that presidential stuff, I mean, it's going to be the last thing that touches your house, but you have to vote local. I don't want you guys to quit entirely. I want you to stay angry and stay informed and support the people who have not sold out yet. Like find the RFKs out there and we still vote where it hurts the big guy. I mean, total disengagement just hands the devil the field. The hope
Yeah.
is in us refusing to go back to sleep. I don't want you guys to be desensitized by all of this. I want painting the demons on the walls to piss you off enough that you're going to vote in the school elections and you're going to figure out who the hell's teaching your kids. You're going to pull them back from the state. I don't ever want anybody to believe the next election will magically fix everything. That's why people are so pissed off right now. They thought Trump was going to wave a magic wand and everything's going to flip overnight. I think he's disrupting the system. 100%. He's making a lot of people mad. He's broken some agendas that have been in the works for decades. I think he's a disruptor. Is he going to be the total hero for us? We're never going to know. And he's just a man with hands tied behind his back. He doesn't get the power you think he does. So, yeah. And I know it's early. You guys we're years away from that. But
Mm. But are we?
front runners are the usual suspects who would probably sell out in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, again, Vance, if I'm going to pay to watch a movie, like he's a great character. Just like Trump. I like that he was a great character. I like that he makes people mad. I like that he speaks off the cuff. I like that he just says it because he trolls people. And Vance is the same way. So I'll be very entertained if he's the president. But like, if we could really get someone who isn't bought and paid for, I feel like that, I mean, that's the best we could do, you know?
I
And
love what you just did here. I mean, I really do. I love that you
yeah,
just put this out there like this. Let me put something to you. How do you feel about this? And I know we're recording, so I'm kind of boxing you in. You know what I
okay.
mean? But hey, if you don't like it, tell me. This is Thursday, so this is a Thursday episode coming out, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so that gives us, you and me, right? Our gives us the weekend
Yeah.
to from when this comes out to post this question on social media.
Yeah.
Like not right or left. This isn't Republican, Democrat. This is whichever side you're on. Your opinion. RFK for president.
Yeah.
Yes, no, why? Boom. Right? Not right, not left, no nothing, no no no. Just your opinion. What you think?
Yeah.
Which side should he run for? What should he do? Is it viable? So on. How do you feel about putting it out to I don't know, Facebook land? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Social media world on both of our platforms and see what we get.
Yeah.
And then we can cover that in the next episode. And I'm not going to answer any of that until we get that done. How about that?
Yeah. That's fair.
Cool. Because I don't want to answer it and then have people go, well, Brandon said this and Rory said this.
Yeah.
Because you came out and said, I think this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Here's why. And you started the conversation like that. Let's see where everybody goes with it. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Let's do it. Let's put that out and see what
Well, I think we
happens.
should do if not him, who, you know?
Well, maybe we do that in the second post.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, because I mean, I know you're going to get into the conversation with everybody. You're going to be in the
Yeah.
comments just killing people. But so,
But other
but
names are going to come up, right? Like,
right.
people like Rand Paul, you guys, and I think he's a disruptor too. He goes against the grain a lot. He has called out Big Pharma too.
Hmm.
I like that. He's fought mandates. Um, and he is, if you watch him, he's like distancing himself from Vance and
From
he,
everybody.
yeah, from
Yeah.
everybody. But I feel like he's left the door open. But my thing is, like, he's been there for a long time and you're not there for nothing. So I don't really trust that he's, I don't know. I still just don't kind of trust all of that.
He's a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a doctor. Because I was like, lawyer or doctor? He's a doctor.
Yeah.
Because he had the conversation with Fauci.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fauci was talking down to him at that hearing, and he was like, "Excuse me, I'm a doctor, bro. So don't talk to me like I don't know what you're saying right now." Yeah, and Fauci seemed surprised that he actually was. Oh, you're a doctor? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said the last 10 things I said.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's interesting too. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think the RFK though, he's such an enigma
Yeah.
because I mean, he already alienated the Democratic Party. You know what I mean with what he did, and I don't mean the people, the voters. I mean the party.
Yeah.
Right. And then he
Yeah.
infuriated most of the right wing party
Yeah.
too, because he's panning all the stuff, and doing what he's doing. So he is, yeah, he's just a higher ranking outlier, I think, right now than Rand Paul in terms of persona
Right.
and branding, in terms of running. But
Right.
I think that's a really intriguing question.
Yeah.
I mean, I already know how I feel, but I'm not going to say anything about it because
Yeah.
not yet.
Yeah.
But all right, we're going to do a two-parter on this then. We'll come back Tuesday, talk about our results. Okay, and then I'll share what I think, and you can of course restate all of
Yeah.
your feelings about this particular topic.
Yeah. And you guys, we're not looking
Awesome,
for perfect, right? Like we're never going to have
right?
it's never going to be what we want. And
Sure.
lesser of two evils, and who are people connected to, and what are they actively doing in this moment to prove they care about American people? I don't know.
Do we need to phrase it that way?
Yes.
Like if the assumption is Vance Rubio, right, on one side,
I do like Rubio.
Vance Rubio Massey,
but
right,
I
on
haven't
one
done a
side.
deep dive on him.
Or who do we have over there? Newsom,
Ugh,
uh, AOC.
ugh.
Who's the third one?
Uh,
Minority leader in Congress?
Bootieg or Bootleg, what's his name? Uh, is it Peter?
Hmm.
Peter Bootieg or I don't know.
Oh, Buttigieg, the
Yeah,
South Bend mayor guy.
yeah.
Oh,
His name's out there.
oh my word,
Yep, his
that
name's out there.
guy.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
we know that Democrats, like, they have nobody, and that's probably already rigged in the system, right? They had their heyday, they're letting their demons run wild. So now we're bringing in, I think we're gonna hold our position for a while here, like a little more conservatively.
Mhm.
And I mean, that is the thing. RFK is not full conservative. There's things that, I'm against some of the things that he believes in 100%, but also he will do the majority of what I think is best for the American people. So if we vote him in and we're against a lot of those things, but it doesn't matter because we're against giving other countries money. And what does Trump do? Consistently, he's still they're still giving other people money and, entertaining the idea of wars. And it's, you know, I don't know. I'm just saying the lesser of the evils, but who really is caring about the American people. And I think RFK he's a champion for the people. And he's not getting the recognition. And that just, it makes me love him more because I'm like, this dude is really just doing stuff. Maybe that was part of like the whole program. Like Trump's going to come disrupt, and then RFK can quietly just change the health system in the United States of America. He can keep these global elites from killing us on purpose, which is what they've been doing, in case you guys aren't awake to that you know,
Mm.
all the vaccines you're taking, all the sicknesses that are released into the air on purpose. Like, he does not support what Fauci has done. He does not support what Bill Gates has done. And those guys are demons, literally walking demons that want to kill you and your children. And they've done a great job, but the gig's up. And RFK is hurting them, like hurting their money. He's taken it. He's hurting Big Pharma. And I mean, I couldn't be more thrilled about that. But
Love
anyway,
it.
yeah,
Great. I mean, great switch. I mean, you've been
yeah,
holding that for a while, I think.
I have. I mean, I
Yeah.
think every show we're like, what should we talk about? And we just kind of wing it. But today I'm like, intentionally, I can't not talk about him again because I just am he's behind the scenes doing so much stuff and he's not going to get credit for it because of all the disgusting stuff that's in our feed to keep us sick and consumed and hopeless. So I know I
Yeah.
started the show a little dark, but there is a champion for the people right now. And I think he's not getting enough credit.
Nice. Nice. Got anything else?
I'm done.
Okay, to quick close.
Yeah.
We've not talked about this for the final time when it comes to this demon on the wall thing in the Rhode Island Middle School.
No.
Um, this has hit me harder than I've been hitting a long time, and it seems to like it's just such a minor incident. What's the big deal? Someone put a picture up. Yeah, sure, it's this. It got painted over. Move on. It's not okay. And somewhere in my heart, something just got really crossed. Some line just absolutely got crossed. This is not the last time we're going to talk about it. This is not the end of this. Um, and I honestly, I've been thinking about the homeschooling thing a lot, probably because I'm getting ready to be a grandfather. Thank
Right.
God. But something needs to be done, and no one is talking about it. It's not happening. And it has to happen because every day that we do nothing about it, there's kids in these schools who are being taught that this demon is okay and that these things that happen in schools are all right. So every day that we don't discuss it is a day that we lose another kid. And I'm not going to lose any more kids. I'm 55. I have nothing to lose anymore. My kids don't need me anymore. My wife doesn't need me anymore. She'd be better off without me anyway, probably. You know what? I'm kind of done. So I think this is not the end of this. That's it.